Hey guys, welcome to today's trade breakdown. So actually today was a really clean trading day. Yeah, really glad about that actually after yesterday. And yeah, I really enjoyed trading today. Was really clean setup. So ATM model short right here. 930 manipulation higher. We created SMT. We already scrapped London highs and then basically close below CE of the breaker, entered right here a bit late, could have already entered with the candle right here because we already closed with 942 below basically CE, but yeah, I want to enter with 943 basically. Yeah, still a bit late, but I'm content with that. Shorted 2 contracts, beautiful sell-off. We had a 5-minute condition, and actually, so you have to be a bit careful. Yesterday, basically, I really learned that I don't want to trade against a 5-minute condition if it's not a ATM model. So what I mean by that is to be basically on the to confirm that we have a bearish bias. What you basically need is that we inverse the highest fair value gap. In that case, the 5-minute. And what we can see right here already is the fact that we right here close below CE. That's already indicating that we are yeah, bearish. Still, in that case, it could have also been that we only trade lower with the wick, but the body stay within the 5-minute condition, so 5-minute fair value gap, and from there we trade higher. Therefore, to be really safe, your first partial could have already been inside the 5-minute fair value gap right here, and basically aiming for example, CE of the order block right here, which is perfectly aligned with CE of the 5-minute fair value gap. So why did I not take my first partial right there inside the fair value gap? Just because I'm trading an ATM model. I'm really content with, not content, I'm really convinced that we will trade lower, eventually target 9:30 AM liquidity. Why? Because basically with the opening we did no damage to the sell side. And also, if we take a look on the higher time frame right here, we can see on the hourly chart we have this huge wick to the downside, which is most of the time a body which follows basically. And that's why, because wicks are basically inefficiencies, I want to see that we trade at least back to CE. And on a 1-minute chart, we can see that clearly and actually aligns up with or aligns with the sell liquidity right here of the wick. So that's what I was aiming for my first partial right here. And we actually hit it quite beautiful. So my first partial was right here. And then we expanded even lower and traded, also scrapped New York open kill zone, sell liquidity, what is always my target for a ATM model, basically, which is perfect if we do not sweep any New York open kill zone, sell liquidity. And also more importantly, on regular trading hours, we want to target on trending days the upper quadrant level right here, sorry, the one right here, which is also, as you can see, at 950 basically at the low of the candle. So if we go back to NQ, that's basically around the midnight opening price, so really close also to our New York open kill zone sell liquidity. So therefore I'm content with basically closing my position right here. So why did I close? Just because basically we disrespected the bearish order block right here, so we closed above CE, and then I don't want to be longer in any trade, because as you see, we still trace from that and traded lower, yes, but also with approaching 10 AM we now know, okay, we will either expand lower after a short-term run on stops. That's basically what we saw right here, kind of as well. Before we traded lower with 10 AM. 10 AM formed our low, and we did not sweep our London lows or our lows down here. Why? Because SMT with basically the Dow Jones is intact, and therefore we are unable to take out the low, because then we would invalidate the SMT. Therefore, yeah, I basically told you, okay, either we are going to expand lower with 10 AM or 10 AM is going to reverse and the SMT will stay intact, and therefore I don't really want to be in this trade any longer. Why? Just because we have basically two options, and we gamble if we are going to reverse with 10 a.m. or if we are going to continue lower. If you're trading more contracts, definitely you can just take two off and just leave a runner for potential lower targets. But in that case, I'm really content with today's trade. We entered 2 minutes before 10 a.m. macro. That's completely fine. That's what we want. And yeah, just a really clean trade, market maker sell model. And now we are basically in a market maker buy model, but yeah, really a retracement, not something we want to trade in that case. So yeah, really clean. I really like the conviction I had today. I was aware of the fact that we would inverse the 5-minute conditions. I had really strong conviction that he would trade lower, therefore I did not take any partials in here, and also the indication that we are bearish because we closed below CE of the 5-minute fair gap also indicated that we are going to trade lower. And yeah, I think there's not really much to say about that. So today, yeah, really small body day. I think we are going to trade even higher and eventually also sweep the daily buy sell liquidity. I think that's a realistic target for today. We also do have actually a new day opening gap. Always if we have two new day open, so if we have two volume imbalances basically together, I take both of them as one larger inefficiency. So basically as one new day opening gap, which is basically also right here, as you can see. But yeah, in that case, I just stick to my bias. But with that also in mind, I'm even more content about my first partial, because with trading also into a higher time frame PDA array, we have to be a bit more careful. So perfect first partial, and I'm really content with getting stopped right here. And now I'm also even back up on my account, so that's really amazing. I think it's a bit difficult to trade actually on a funded account even to get a payout, because like you have those those 2 weeks payment window where you can only get request a payment basically after 2 weeks or every 2 weeks, something like that. So we have to wait, and because there's also a consistency rule, so 30%, it's kind of difficult to be able to request a payout within basically then a few days. And then if you are basically not able to request a payout on the day where you are able to do that, because you basically, for example, have not made enough profits, or you disregarded, or how you call it, you fail to basically follow the 30% consistency rule, then you have to wait for the next 2 weeks, and that's a bit difficult. But because today was actually quite a, not large winner, but quite a good winner, I now have to make quite a lot because of the 30%. But yeah, I think that's just it. So definitely possible to do that. We just have to trade discipline. We just have to trade those setups where we are really confident in the market, and that's what basically we had today. So really clear objective, and I think we just should really try to pick those high quality condition setups where we know that we have to at least reach this or that target, and it's just super obvious that we will draw to it. Those are the days I want to trade, and that's exactly what we did today. So that's a 50-minute chart. Yeah, really just basically high resistance in here. So we're not aiming for any extra liquidity. We're just having a really small intraday trade. Yeah, we also do have a daily SMT, as you know. So that's why we don't really know if we are actually going to extend higher and reach the external liquidity, because the SMT with the Dow Jones is in play basically at the highs and at the lows, so NQ is actually quite compressed. And yeah, I think that's basically it. Not really much to talk about. I will once more go back to regular trading hours, just really quick, but I think I have talked about it already. It's just that if we are in trading conditions, which we are today, we have a new open range gap of 192 handles, then we're going to see that we trade back to the upper quadrant and from there on basically follow our trend. And that's exactly what we did today. Also came down, touched CE, and from there on traded higher. And yeah, so now maybe also look at ES, quite the same. So what we did right here is that we kind of basically had the SMT in play with New York open kill zone buy sell liquidity. So that's the bullish SMT on ES and the bearish SMT on NQ. And yeah, just also sold off, but on ES we were able to actually come down and sweep London lows, also the low right here. So that's why we also want to be really careful, because if ES already took the liquidity right here, we have not only a SMT being in play with ES, but also with the Dow Jones, and then we have to be super careful if we are still able to trade lower. And as you see, or as you saw today, we were not able to do that. And right here we have the Dow Jones, so daily SMT being intact, and also the SMT being intact, basically down here being in play. And yeah, so that's basically it. I hope you liked the breakdown of today's trade. Really clean, and that's just what we want to trade. So just about 110 handles. Still volatile, but I'm completely content with today's trade. I think I've said it now once or twice, but it's just amazing how trading can be so different from basically from yesterday. It was really just emotional and really not feeling safe in any trades I took yesterday. It definitely was over trading and so on, but today was just, yeah, that's how I want to trade. That's perfect. Just one trade being done for today. Perfect setup, perfect targets, and I know exactly what I want to see. I know exactly what I want to do, and that's how I want to trade. That's trading to me. That's perfect. And actually we are able to trade only such days, so that's what we have to keep in mind. But also I was reflecting basically on yesterday, and what I also maybe came up with is the fact that I should not really feel like there is no like we have actually enough time. So I think social media always tells us like we have to do trading, basically that trading works in a few, I don't know, in a year or even in a few months. But I think that's unrealistic, especially if you have a lot of things going on in your everyday life as well, with school, with your job, with personal life, I don't know, with friends. We are not able to always be at the market, so therefore also our learning process maybe takes longer, and also because we just have different personalities, and we are, for example, me, I'm still quite young. I think it's also just more emotional than if I would be maybe 30 or something. So I don't know, I think everyone has its own journey, and we just have to really keep in mind that if we never drop sorry, if we never stop trying to better ourselves, trying to get better in trading, to get better in what we do, if we never stop, we never failed. So if we never give up, we cannot fail, and eventually that will lead to the day that we will be a profitable and disciplined trader. And I think that's really satisfying and also comforting to think about, that if we will never stop trading, if we will never give up, one day we will be able to do the things we dream about. And I think that's really amazing to keep in mind, that we just have to really accept the fact that trading will take time, and we really have to just trust also the process of time, so that we will eventually learn with time. And trading just takes time. So but also if I basically look back 1 year ago, how I was trading there and what I know now, basically, and how I'm now approaching the markets, it's a whole different game. So I really learned a lot, and I think in 1 year you can learn so much. You don't have to be making money already. You don't have to be trading those evaluation accounts. You just can still trade paper trading, and you're learning a lot. And I think that's really amazing to keep in mind, that time is the most important factor. It's all fractal, as we know. So it's really only a matter of time, and those who are just stubborn and really dream big and just also refuse to quit are going to make it. And I think I will be one of them. I know it, and if I can continue trading as I did today, I will definitely be able to do that. And I think that's really amazing just to think about. So we have to always sometimes remember that we should not always keep like a narrow vision, that we have to meet any standards in a few days or in a few weeks or in a few months or even in a year. We just cannot look. Basically, we can scale out, take a look at the higher time frame. Just remember, we are still able to do that. In maybe if it takes 2 years, 3 years. I mean, what if we are still going to have a really nice living, a really nice time to live? Basically, I mean, I'm enjoying my life right now, so why would that be different? And I'm still able to learn trading, even if it takes longer. It just takes longer. So and I think that really minimizes basically the pressure on ourselves, because I think there are lots of pressures already. I don't know how to call it. Lots of pressure coming from the outside already, and just sometimes we have to remind ourselves that we have to look at the bigger picture, and that it's basically, if we are able to make trading work, it's basically it doesn't matter if it's so that's what I wanted to say. It doesn't matter if it's basically 2, 3, or 5 years, if or until we are going to be profitable, because once we are profitable, that's all that matters, and then we are able to really basically, or we do not need to do anything else. And I think that's the most really amazing thing about trading, that you can really free yourself financially, and also in a lot of different ways. But just sometimes keep in mind that we have to remind ourselves that we do not meet any standards, that everyone has its own journey, and that if we do not quit, that we refuse to quit, it's only a matter of time. That's what I wanted to say. Hope you enjoyed today's breakdown, and see you soon.